Good morning, children. We are discussing about the sun's rays and Earth's surface. The sun rays directly falling on the Earth through the atmosphere, but all the rays are not kept with the Earth. Some were reflected back. The sun rays coming from sun are called sun rays. That energy created by them is called the solar energy, that is insolation, incoming solar radiation. Even though the intense sun rays fall on the equatorial region, it is usually cloudy. Thereafter, midday and less sun rays fall on the ground. Hence, the equatorial regions are not as warm as the region immediately north or south of them. If you observe the this picture, in that the sun rays falling directly on the equatorial region and slantingly they are falling on the going to the poles. This is called the angle of incidence. When you talk about the sun rays, all the earth goes around the sun in the course of year, the angle of incidence constantly change. Thus, the angle of incidence increase in the north during the months of the November, December, and decreases in the months of the May, June. We will look at this point in detail in the next lesson. Land and the water context. The temperature distribution and land and ocean is much different and varying. This will be very clear if you measure the temperature of the places over the continent and the oceans. Land is considered as a ground conductor of the heat, whereas the water bodies are different. While land gets heated up, cooled quickly, oceans will take time to heat and cool. In this map, the regions marked in brown receive maximum heat, while the regions shaded with blue get least. Heating of the atmosphere. You may be surprised to know that the atmosphere or the air around us is not heated directly by the rays of the sun. In fact, it allows the rays to pass through without being heated up by them. The sun rays first heat the earth's surface. This in turn begins to radiate heat which heats up the air around us. That is why it is the warmer near the surface of the earth compared to higher reaches of the atmosphere. But how the heat will be balanced? The heat of the earth receives from the sun is radiated back by earth in different ways. As we saw, about one third of the it is immediately reflected back. Into the space. The rest heats up the Earth's surface, which in turn heat to the atmosphere and eventually is radiated into the space. The complete radiation of the heat received from the sun is important. If it entire heat is not radiated back, then every day the amount of the heat that remains will accumulates and it will become hotter and hotter. Then it is very miserable to live on the earth. On the other hand, if the earth receives less heat, then it gives out the radiation, it would get cooler and cooler. Then also it's very difficult to live on the earth. If you observe, absolutely flat line over long stretch. Everywhere the land seems to be slightly undulating and sloping, resting variation on the amount of the solar energy succeeded on the land. Will it be more on flat land or sloping land? Will the two sides of the mountains from receive the same amount of the waste? What may be the reason? Let us see these points. Some gases like carbon dioxide present prevent radiation of the heat from the earth. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere increases due to increase in the use of the diesel and everything, petrol, cutting down the trees. If this carbon dioxide proportion in the atmosphere increases, then the less heat will be radiated, causing the increase in the global temperature. This is called the global warming. About the temperature, we'll discuss in the next class, children. All the best.